Morning, everyone. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Ross Bourgeois.
Present.
Mark Cole.
Here.
Michael Dubose.
Here.
Stephen Guidry.
Here.
Jonathan Kerwin.
Here.
Jim Kowalski.
Here.
Monty Montalvo.
Here.
Lenore Feeney.
Here.
Jason Hanneman.
Here.
And Erica Dorsey. Here.
Thank you. We have a quorum. Please join us for a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This time we have the opportunity to address the commission regarding items on the agenda. Do we have any speaker request forms?
Did not receive a request, Mr. Chair.
Without any request, just an announcement prior to the business portion of today's meeting. As of today, Louisiana State Police has 991 troopers with 44 cadets in class 108 for a soon-to-be total of 1,035. Cadet class 109 will begin on June 28th, 2026, and applications for the January 2027 cadet class 110 are due August 11th, 2026. Item number one, consideration of the meeting minutes from February 12th, 2026. Commission has received the copies of the meeting minutes. With the review and any discussion, I'll accept the motion.
Motion to approve.
Second. Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Motion carries. The next item is consideration of resolutions for recipients of the 2026 Distinguished Service Award. The purpose of the Distinguished Service Award is to recognize Louisiana State Police classified personnel whose career reflects exceptional service and a lasting impact on the state police service, the law enforcement profession, and the citizens of Louisiana. This is the first time this award is to be given by the commission, and I'd like to thank Vice Chairman Mr. Ross Bourgeois for spearheading this initiative. We are presenting an award to two candidates this morning whose career has reflected exceptional service in different capacities. Upon a favorable motion and vote, we'll read both resolutions and ask for the award recipients to join us up front for a presentation and a picture with the commission.
We'll take them individually, we can take them together.
We do both.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move that we adopt both resolutions for the master trooper and the lieutenant that were submitted. And as a point of personal privilege, I'd just like to say thanks to you and the staff for making this happen. It was obviously we came up with this idea together and we were able to get it accomplished. Jason and your staff, I appreciate all the work that y'all have done to make this happen. And all too often when we're talking at these meetings about the actions of an individual trooper, it's not always in the best or the most positive light. So this gives the commission an opportunity to recognize those troopers and those classified state police personnel that go above and beyond each and every day. So I certainly appreciate it. So I move that we adopt both resolutions.
Second the motion.
All in favor? Any opposed? The adoption of the resolution carries. And with that, I'll read the resolution for the awarding the 2026 Distinguished Service Award to Lieutenant Corey Borshading. Whereas Lieutenant Corey John Borshading was appointed to the Louisiana State Police on April 11th, 2008, and brings with him prior service as a United States Marine Corps military policeman and as a sergeant with the St. John the Baptist Parish Sheriff's Office, where he served on the Special Operations Response Team and authored departmental sniper policy. And whereas Lieutenant Borcherding served as a Training Academy Operations Supervisor and State Field Training Officer Coordinator, personally designing and implementing the Louisiana State Police cadet curriculum and statewide FTO program, overseeing all cadet and in-service trainings and federal de-escalation grant operations, and was selected by the IACP to participate in a national working group developing a model field training officer policy. And whereas Lieutenant Borcherding holds more than 30 instructor certifications, including Louisiana Post and FBI certified instructor, Axon Taser Senior Master Instructor, certifying master instructors and operators nationwide, drug recognition expert, SFST instructor, emergency vehicle operations instructor, verbal judo instructor, and master field training officer, and has delivered over 500 training classes, educating more than 10,000 law enforcement officers across the nation. And whereas Lieutenant Borcherding's contributions to the law enforcement profession extend nationally through his service as elected Southern Region Representative for the IACP State and Provincial Academy Directors Section, board membership on the Southeastern Field Training Officers Association, adjunct instructor appointment at Northwestern University's Center for Public Safety, and recognition with the IACP SPP ADS Instructor of the Year Award and FBI Lead a Trilogy Award. Therefore, be it resolved that the Louisiana State Police Commission hereby confers the 2026 Distinguished Service Award upon Lieutenant Corey Borcherding in recognition of his exceptional service, professionalism, and lasting positive impact upon the Louisiana State Police and the citizens of Louisiana. And be it further resolved that this resolution be made a permanent part of his personnel record. This done and signed in the city of Baton Rouge by this commission on this 14th day of May, 2026.
State Police Commission Resolution awarding the 2026 Distinguished Service Award to Master Trooper Charles Robertson. Whereas Master Trooper Charles Robertson was appointed to Cadet Class 88 on January 29th, 2007, and has served with Troop L since 2008, bringing with him nearly 2 decades of prior military service, including an 18-month combat deployment in Iraq to support Operation Iraqi Freedom with the Louisiana Army National Guard, where he rose to Sergeant First Class and honorably retired in 2009. And whereas Master Trooper Robertson has distinguished himself through sustained excellence in patrol operations, specialized assignments, including the DWI Task Force, NOCED Task Force, Carpe Diem Task Force, and the Troop L Crisis Negotiation Team from 2008 to 2016, serving as Region 1 CNT team leader and leading a critical high-stakes negotiation on the Crescent City Connection Bridge. And whereas Master Trooper Robinson holds advanced certifications as SFST instructor, crash reconstructionist, motor officer, child safety seat technician, bilingual Spanish communicator, and has been recognized with the 2021 VFW Trooper of the Year for Troop L, a 2016 LSP unit citation, and a 2010 letter of commendation from the superintendent, a 2007 LSP Marksmanship Award. And whereas Master Trooper Robertson has generated an immeasurable number of unsolicited citizen commendation letters spanning his entire career, praised agency to agency by the Mandeville and Ponchatoula Police Departments for multi-year event support, and is widely known throughout the Troop L area for his compassionate community engagement, particularly with children, embodying the values of courtesy, loyalty, and service. Therefore, be it resolved that the Louisiana State Police Commission hereby confers the 2026 Distinguished Service Award upon Master Trooper Charles Robertson in recognition of his exceptional service, professionalism, and lasting positive impact upon the Louisiana State Police and the citizens of Louisiana. And be it further resolved that this resolution be made a permanent part of his personnel record. This done and signed in the city of Baton Rouge by this commission on this 14th day of May, 2026.
Finish both presentation. Now, guys. Put you in the center here.
Everyone to scoot to their right, please. Charlie, Corey, right in the center of the seal.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you again.
Thank you. Item 3, consideration of a request from the Office of State Police for a long-term temporary duty assignment pursuant to State Police Commission Rule 8.10E4 and a temporary individual pay adjustment in the amount of $262.17 biweekly for Tyler Scott, a State Police trooper, in accordance with State Police Commission Rule 6.16C, effective March 31st, 2026, for the duration of his assignment to the Protective Services Unit or until he attains eligibility for detail to sergeant, whichever occurs first.
That's correct, Mr. Chairman. Self-explanatory, but the individual has been detailed to Protective Services. And in that traditionally, individuals are detailed to the sergeant rank and they receive compensation with that movement. In this case, the department is asking for a temporary duty assignment and compensation equivalent to that promotion.
Any discussion?
I move to approve request.
So moved.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Item 4, consideration of a request from the Office of State Police to establish an academic degree reward program in accordance with the State Police Commission Rule 6.13 and 6.29. And this policy would be, as funding allows, only the deputy secretary or the designees are authorized to approve and grant a monetary reward to an employee in the form of a one-time lump sum payment. If an employee in the employ of LSP has obtained a bachelorette, master's, or doctoral degree from an accredited institution, that employee may be eligible for a one-time lump sum monetary reward of $2,000 for a bachelorette degree, $3,000 for a master's degree, or $3,000 for a doctoral degree, provided that the employee was not compensated for the degree under another State Police Commission rule. Colonel, would you like to speak?
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members. This policy that's in place and what we're asking for consideration on your behalf is designed to enhance job satisfaction, employee engagement by formally recognizing academic achievement attained by employees while employed with Louisiana State Police, specifically our troopers. So when they attain a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, or PhD, we award them $2,000 for the bachelor's and $3,000 for the master's or doctorate degree, one-time money. Although it's not what a lot of local agencies have across the state where it's incorporated into your pay permanently, it is a one-time reward. And of course, encouraging education within the ranks of state police is very important to professional development and the service that we provide for the residents of Louisiana. We ask for your consideration.
Colonel Hodges, It's a great initiative, really a step in the right direction and consistent where the other organizations within the state of Louisiana have gone. I'm curious as to your thought on why a one-year lump sum or one-time lump sum versus a sustained bump, or is that something you're going to consider in the future?
We will consider that in the future. Presently, right now, there are 20 troopers that would be eligible who have attained that grade because we would do it from January 8, 2024. That breaks down to 6 bachelors and 4 masters, and the amount is $46,000 total. We understand that the goal would be to recognize our troopers continually, but there are budgetary concerns with that. This aligns exactly with our state civil service, which they have had this for many years. So the criminal investigators that work within our agencies and our professional staff that's employed with state police, they all already received this when they attain that in this same format that we're requesting. So it aligns us with our state civil service. And to your question, General, in the future, we hope to find allocation in our legislature to afford that long-term, educational benefit to our men and women.
Okay, thanks, Ron.
Any further discussion? Any motions on this item?
I move for approval, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
So moved in a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it and the motion carries.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you.
Item 5, consideration of a request from the Office of State Police in accordance with State Police Commission Rule 12.5 to place Lieutenant James Jefferson on suspension without pay pending criminal proceedings until the resolution of the criminal charges, or there is no longer a need for the suspension.
Good morning, members of the commission. On behalf of the Department of Public Safety, Office of State Police, the department respectfully requests the approval under Louisiana Police Commission Rule 12.5 to suspend Lieutenant James Jefferson III without pay pending his criminal proceedings. 12.5, suspension or administrative leave pending criminal proceedings reads in part upon the arrest or indictment of or the issuance of a criminal summons to an employee at the request of the appointing authority, the commission may allow the suspension of the employee during the pendency of the criminal proceedings. This suspension may be for such duration under such condition as the commission may allow. Facts. Lieutenant Jefferson was arrested pursuant to a warrant issued by the 19th Judicial District Court in East Baton Rouge Parish. The pending felony charges include aggravated second-degree battery, domestic abuse battery in the presence of his minor children, domestic abuse, aggravated assault by strangulation, obstruction of justice, and filing false public records. According to his arrest warrant, the allegations involve several incidents occurring over an extended period of time and include accusations of domestic violence, physical assault, and interference with a criminal investigation. All of his behavior was off duty, thus no potential issue of officer justification. Following his arrest, a Gwen's Law dangerous assessment hearing, and after the Gwen's Law dangerous assessment hearing, the court issued a Louisiana Uniform Abuse Prevention Order prohibiting Lieutenant Jefferson from possessing a firearm through April 2nd, 2027. And also, Lieutenant Jefferson is required to wear a GPS ankle monitor as a condition of his bond. As a commissioned Louisiana State Trooper, the ability to lawfully possess and carry a firearm is essential and required function of his position. Because of the court-ordered firearm prohibition, Lieutenant Jefferson is currently unable to perform the duties and responsibilities required of a state police lieutenant. Additionally, the nature of the pending felony charges directly impacts public trust, credibility, supervisory authority, and integrity of a commissioned law enforcement officer. While his internal affairs investigation was opened it was summarily suspended pursuant to his pending criminal charges. Rule 12.5 specifically exists to address situations where pending criminal proceedings materially impair an employee's ability to serve or involve conduct which, if proven, would constitute cause for dismissal. The department submits that both circumstances are present here. Lieutenant Jefferson has been provided a copy of this request along with supporting documentation. Accordingly, the department respectfully requests that the commission approves the suspension of Lieutenant James Jefferson III without pay pending the resolution of his criminal proceedings. Thank you.
Would you state your name for the record?
Joseph Oubre, Department of Public Safety, State Police. Thank you.
No, fine. Yes, sir. Bill Kraft on behalf of Lieutenant Jefferson. First of all, under Rule 12.5, what my client requests of this commission is that he be allowed to burn his leave. He has over 4,000 hours of accrued leave that he earned by virtue of his nearly 20 years of service. As this commission is aware from last time, he has no disciplinary history whatsoever. Lieutenant Jefferson is the father of 2 small boys. He is their sole support. He and his wife, for lack of a better phrase, have a rather complicated history, some of which I alluded to the last time we were here. I wanted to step back and kind of explain to you why he's making this request that he be allowed to be on suspension, burning his leave during this period of time. Not just for the sake of his children and health insurance, but because this situation is not as it is being played out. I share the story of my past abusive situations with many people. And every once in a while, somebody says to me, there's no way Jill Kraft was the victim of abuse. I stand before you as a survivor, but I also stand before you on behalf of this man. And when you look at him, the initial presumption is there's no way this man is a victim of abuse. What I have today for you are only a small number of videos and recordings that Lieutenant Jefferson made of interactions with his wife. And they're awful. They are in the presence of their children. The problem is in these video recordings, and so you're clear that Lieutenant Jefferson's wife knew she was being recorded because he told her. In the recordings, she slams him over the head and he's bleeding. And then she tries to say, when he says you're being recorded, she says, will you turn me upside down in the living room? She follows him into the bathroom. Their 2 children, one who is 5, the other one who's 7, are sobbing. And the mom turns to him and says, well, you saw daddy do that. You saw dad. And they say, no, mommy, we did not see that. In another one of the videos that I'm going to present to you, his wife is leaving the marital home. She begins screaming at Lieutenant Jefferson. And even though she knows she's being recorded, and slaps him on the recording. And yet another one, and these are all within the last several months. In another one, she screams at him and she says, I will destroy you and take everything you have worked for. He also has a photograph of a bloody nose she gave him, in addition to, as I indicated, the blood from his head. None of this is pretty, none of this is nice, and none of this is something that needs to be playing out here, but it is. Understand this, the request by state police is because there is a protective order against Lieutenant Jefferson and he cannot possess a firearm, that they want him to be suspended without pay. I suggest to you, and I will present to you, he has a protective order against her because of the past abuse. I will also present to you a police report because despite the fact that there are protective orders flying around, she has been to his house twice, which he documented to the Baton Rouge Police Department and presented evidence. And those are on the recordings from the neighbors. Those are only a few occasions that we know about because she's showing up on the camera, going to this man's house. It's awful. I would ask, for the sake of the children who are on the video, and you can hear them crying and screaming and asking their mommy to stop, that you consider those recordings in executive session only. I recognize members of the press are here, and I don't think that's right for the family. I sent those recordings to Counsel for State Police this morning, also with my request that they join in the request that Lieutenant Jefferson be permitted to burn his leave during this period. I asked that they also consent to you to be able to review the videos. And again, there's only a few of them, few of many of the videos. But I asked that they join in you being permitted to review those in executive session. It is important for my client that this picture be fully understood. He has been completely vilified, and he is, in the eyes of the law and factually, an innocent man. He is. I would ask that you would accept into evidence a couple of things. Number one, the incident report that he filled out with respect to his wife driving by and going to his house in violation of the existing protective order against her. I would ask that you would also accept into evidence the petition for divorce and incidental matters.
It's the first time we're getting any of these things. I haven't had a chance to read it before.
I would also ask that you would accept into evidence the original declination of charges for this incident, which she claimed occurred on February 6, 2025 by the District Attorney's Office. I would also ask that you understand fully that Mrs. Jefferson went to the Louisiana State Police and gave an interview on February 11th, I believe, of 2025, in which she repudiated that Mr. Jefferson did anything to her. She has a very long history and an unfortunate and sad history. I would ask that I also be able to present to you, which I've sent to council this morning, the thumb drive, which contains, I believe, 5 recordings, the ones I've described to you, and including the photograph of him after she hit him in the face and caused him to have a bloody nose. I would ask that you consider that an executive session so that we do not further traumatize the children of this marriage or this family. Again, our request is simply that Lieutenant Jefferson be able to burn his leave during this period. He will not come back and ask this commission to reinstate his leave. If his leave runs out, he's out. But he has children to support, and he needs to have his insurance. And frankly, at this time, he can't get a job anywhere. That's the request. Simply allow him to burn the time that he has earned. Again, I'll wait on you. I don't want to play this if I don't have to, and I would ask that the commission allow that to be considered by you in executive session. But if I need to play it, we will have to.
Any objection?
Object. That's fine.
Please.
As a criminal prosecutor, I'm fully aware of what it takes to try a criminal case. Our hands are tied because our ability to gather and get this information, what we are aware of and what we presented to you all. You have a protective order by a judge after a dangerous assessment hearing that says he cannot possess a weapon. If a hurricane comes and the colonel says all hands on deck, anybody suspended come forward, he can't do the job. He can't. His attack on this needs to be the criminal case, to go after the facts of the criminal case, to request a speedy trial, to ask the judge to reconsider, to play any of this evidence that he may have in his defense in mitigating certain, because there's 2 sides to every story, and he may have a side, but this is not the forum, and we haven't begun gathering all the evidence that needs to show you all the other side of the story. You've left to hear one side of the story, and we've given documents just this morning to read, to present to you all. This is to suspend him based on what has already been said, under what a judge has already considered in prohibiting from him possessing a firearm. He can handle this criminal business and then come back, and we can address whatever administrative things remain here, depending on what may happen there or what our investigation turns up once we start it. We've suspended our investigation. Our hands are tied in presenting you all. You hear one side of it. This is what we have, facts from what the court has already determined and his inability to perform the job when called to do so. Right now, he's out with a letter on administrative leave 12.4 that says you are to be ready to come back to work. He cannot come back to work. He cannot do the job. And that's what 12.5 is, and that's exactly why we're asking for it. Thank you.
Chairman. I suggest we move to an executive session now. I'm not making the motion, I'm bringing it up for discussion, to discuss this issue before we decide whether we do anything.
Second. Roll call.
Robert Schwab,
Yes.
Mark Collins,
Yes.
Michael DeVoe,
Yes.
Eden Guidry,
Yes.
Jim Kowalski,
Yes.
Jonathan Curran,
Yes.
and Marty Matalago.
Yes.
So I like to withdraw my previous motion.
So moved.
Second.
The motion for executive session, based on the legal, proceeding evidence, has been withdrawn. Any discussion? Or any questions from the commission at this time? That will need a ruling on the, evidence that was presented. I'm clear, the objection is to all of the evidence of the state, or is it?
We take them piece by piece. Provide is that he's allowed an opportunity to respond. And I believe verbally he has responded by putting forth evidence that he may have, that we don't have the ability or privy to have, based on the rules, kind of hand ties us a bit. Besides the fact that we haven't had a chance to read what you've handed as a long divorce petition that is filed by him, an incident report, only one incident report, from Baton Rouge. And it's the date of the offense of this is, excuse me,
April 29th. There's two of them.
April 29th. So I see one, not two. And then the case that we had before the commission last time in regards to the February 2024 behavior, 2025 behavior, and the fact that the DA's office had dismissed those charges, which you guys are already aware of, and videos of one side of the story, which we haven't had a chance to look at yet. We would object to all of those as irrelevant and outside the scope of what the rules allow in us to present.
May I respond? First of all, what I handed them are filed documents which state police has had in its possession for quite a while. These are not documents that were hidden from them. It is the petition for divorce that my client filed December 23rd, 2025. It is also the restraining order that he obtained against his wife at that time, which is also a public record. The incident report, which we presented, documents his wife going by his house, on at least 2 occasions, and the fact that he did report that to law enforcement. He also presented to the Baton Rouge Police Department a video of that occurring. And lastly, what we presented last time, which is a public record dated 5/15/2025, where the district attorney's office declined charges for the claims by Mrs. Jefferson that my client abused her in February 6, 2025. Those charges were in fact dismissed. That's a document that you have. As to the videos, for the purposes of this discussion, the request by state police was simply based on the fact that my client cannot possess a weapon. That's what it's based on. But infused in their original request were these allegations that he's also been arrested for a domestic violence event involving his ex-wife. Again, he is innocent until proven guilty. I think what is critical about these particular videos is that they are all contemporaneous with this claim by his ex-wife. To the extent state police has infused this in this body, they're all at the same time, where she is the aggressor and she is assaulting him in front of the children. And no charges have ever been brought against Mrs. Jefferson. The reason that I think it's important, aside from the fact that, again, the only request before you is we want him to be suspended without pay because he cannot possess a weapon. Infused in that is their argument that he is an abuser and therefore the punishment should be suspension without pay. We're simply asking under Rule 12.5 that he be allowed to burn his time, which this commission has permitted others facing criminal prosecution to do before.
So I understand the evidence you're asking us to consider, you're not asking us to weigh the evidence to adjudicate whether he did the things he's accused of. You're asking us to take this evidence and consider it as mitigation as to whether the suspension should be such that he does or doesn't get to burn his accrued leave. Is that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And my concern, Ms. Kraft, is should we allow the videos into evidence? We're gonna have to play those videos.
I understand. And he understands. That's why originally I reached out to state police and asked, would they join me in a request that you consider those in executive session only? They've indicated no. Mr. Jefferson understands. And this is his future and his children. And I get it. But I don't think that we have any alternative at this juncture.
Further discussion. I'll allow the filings, the legal filings and the evidence. I'm not going to allow the videos and evidence at this time.
Yes, sir. The also thing was the district attorney's statement and then the police report of the 2 times that she's been by very recently in violation of the existing protective order. The pleadings are these.
There are 3 items.
Yes, sir.
That
Yes, sir.
referee for as evidence.
Yes, sir.
And based on the ruling, Commissioner, Chairman, I also have an affidavit for his arrest warrant, which contained the facts that were sworn out to support the arrest warrant itself. It's a certified copy that's unredacted. I'd like a chance to redact it before it gets out into the public for the obvious reasons. But this is the affidavit for his arrest warrant, which would put out the facts that the limited amount that we were able to discover in the presentation to the commission.
And note for the record, I just got this myself. I'm not Mr. Lieutenant Jefferson's criminal attorney. So I would not have had access to this.
That's already in the record.
So you have the arrest warrant itself,
No, They only have the arrest warrant, not the
We have
affidavit.
the warrant, we don't have the,
the affidavit or what
okay, I'm sorry.
goes in to support what the arrest warrant is. It's the other side of the story, sort of. In limit.
Would you object to a redaction of the affidavit?
I object to the affidavit for the arrest warrant because as I understand the request before the commission, it is simply that Lieutenant Jefferson be suspended without pay because he cannot possess a firearm because of the existence of the protective order. It's exactly what I was concerned about, which is, well, now we want to put in this stuff that he's a domestic abuser, and that's not the basis for the request before the commission. The request before the commission was a protective order was issued, and as a result of that, he can lawfully possess a firearm.
I agree with Ms. Kraft, and that's why we didn't present it at first. Because this is not the forum for this. The whole reason why I said before is that she wants you to hear one side of the story and not the other side of the story or the other part. And that's exactly why I didn't present those things to you guys. So
Would this evidence be allowed? Would you have a preference on the redaction would you object to the redaction if it is allowed?
No, sir, I will not.
Allow it.
My approach.
Well, are we gonna redact it?
After presented to before it's public.
What do y'all redact?
Biographical stuff, addresses, social security numbers, names, those type of thing. No content. I mean,
Nothing of substance.
sir.
Nothing of substance.
People have executive summary. Again, no summary yet. Executive session to discuss the investigative proceeding, allegations of. So moved. Roll call vote.
Wow.
Yes.
Mark Cole. Michael Dubois. Jonathan Kerwin. Jim Kowalski.
Yes.
And Marty Matalago.
Yes.
Okay.
Good question.
The only comment I was gonna make is you've allowed in an arrest warrant, which presumably details incidents as reported theoretically by an officer on behalf of Mrs. Jefferson. That's some of these. That's my concern. That I have recordings that are relevant to the details of the arrest warrant, including her threats to him that she would destroy him and everything he worked for. So that's my concern, that if we're gonna let the arrest warrant in, I would at least ask that you consider these, but I respect your ruling, I do, but on the same token, they've now infused this whole thing about, well, there's abuse.
In the commission's rule, if I may respond. The commission's ruled, as I may respond. Commission's ruled already, and where you have verbal evidence, written evidence, not video evidence. The report may mention video evidence, but it's the same thing. Ms. Fred has mentioned video evidence. The admission of the video itself.
We're gonna really withdraw the motion to go into executive session. We're gonna continue. We have a motion for executive session, but now we have. other
Right.
items.
Right, yeah, yeah, put that, withdraw it for now.
Withdraw that.
Second to withdraw.
Yeah, to go back.
Mark Cole.
Yes.
Michael Dubois.
Yes.
Stephen Guidry.
Yes.
Jonathan Kerwin. Jim Kowalski.
Yes.
Matalago.
Yes. So I'll allow the videos in evidence and you can select which ones you'd like to play.
Okay, if I can have a minute for my computer.
Know for the record that while it mentions video evidence I wasn't prepared to play video evidence, not knowing that that's what this. This one.
Yes.
one video side of a story, that's just not the proper forum. At any time, the Jefferson could go back in front of the judge and say, we need you to rescind this prohibition against firearm, and here's the reasons why. There's a collateral attack on that here, it's improper. It's the improper forum for this to be displayed. And it's unfair and to only see one side of the story video wise.
We also have the video, which he just got from his criminal attorney, of the alleged strangulation. In that incident, Mrs. Jefferson was threatening to kill herself. Mr. Jefferson did not strangle her and in fact grabbed her. And that is exactly what Commissioner Robinson said in terms of the thing. That is not on that, but I do have it here. And that is something that was considered by the commissioner in rendering the protective order. And at that time, the commissioner even commented in open court. It's not strangulation.
And if there's an argument against rendering a protective order, the proper form is go back to that court, as the order says, and attack it there, not here. That's where you present the evidence. This commission just needs to know that that order is in place and exists. And until such time, we need to address it 12.5.
I think we understand your objection and just understand there's a very limited scope of relevance for this, if any. We don't know if we see, but as I understand, it's not being considered to adjudicate whether these things did or didn't happen. It's only in mitigation of whether the suspension should be such that he's allowed to burn or not allowed to burn annual leave. And so it has very limited scope here, and we'll give it whatever weight that we feel it deserves after seeing it. There may be some, maybe none, you know.
It doesn't change his ability to not possess and then be ready for duty. That has to come from the court.
I take that into consideration. That's
Mr. Chairman, I would just like, if I may comment here, I am really uncomfortable with this being shown publicly. And since it is not really correct for us to be, I guess, looking at it privately, which I would be uncomfortable with also, I would like to make a motion, or at least discuss, not showing you. I mean, I don't know that the video is going to add anything else that would weigh the scales for me. And of course, this is not the court of justice, but you know, we have both of their positions, innocent until proven guilty, and not allowed to carry a firearm. Okay, I've got that. And I also know our precedents. So I don't know that more information on the case itself is going to make much difference in our decision. But
Commissioner Kowalski, go ahead.
No, I agree 100%.
And same. So what I would, if you just give me 1 second. So what I would like to entertain at this time is a motion to withdraw the evidence submitted today in total, all of it. And I believe that we can move forward with the decision on 12.5 with what's been submitted to the record already.
everybody moved to withdraw.
Second.
Roll call.
You're saying all evidence, all the paper evidence, everything?
What has been submitted today,
Okay.
only what has been submitted at this hearing today.
So it's a motion to withdraw the prior decision to admit it into evidence. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. We need a roll call, or all in favor?
You can do it all in favor.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Guys have it, motion carries. Now,
This is
I'd love to entertain a motion, go into executive session.
Maybe third time's a charm, so move.
Second.
Roll call.
Bourgeois.
Yes.
Marco.
Yes.
Yes.
And Monty Montalvo.
We're now in executive session. Please remove all belongings. I'll entertain a motion to come back. Executive.
So moved.
Roll call vote?
Bourgeois,
Yes.
Mark Cole,
Yes.
Michael DeBose.
Yeah.
Stephen Guidry,
Yes.
Jonathan Kerwin,
Yes.
Jim Kowalski,
Yes.
and Monty Montalvo.
Back in regular session, is there a motion from the commission regarding this?
Mr. Chairman, I have a motion. I motion that the commission grants the department's request, place Lieutenant James Jefferson on suspension without pay pending criminal proceedings, provided that he be allowed to exhaust accumulated annual leave balances and compensatory leave time balances.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Just for clarification, I know under 12.5D, we have the right to reject the state police request for the suspension without pay and put him on madman leave with pay during the entire pendency of the criminal proceeding. Or we have the right to suspend without pay and grant Lieutenant Jefferson's request that he be allowed to burn leave that he has actually earned and accrued. And we're opting to do the latter. Is that right? Yes. Okay.
May I object? 12.5 suspension or leave, it's one or the other. If you suspend, it's without pay. If it's leave to burn, it's on admin leave. You can't have it both ways.
12.5A says that the suspension may be for such duration under such conditions as the commission may allow. And I believe, I defer to legal counsel, that would give us the right to suspend with the condition that he be allowed to burn only the leave that he has earned and accrued, which I believe has been the precedent in cases like this in the past. All right.
Yes.
We have a motion. We have a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? The ayes have it. The motion carries. On item 6, a consideration of a resolution, professional legal services contract for fiscal year 2027.
Mr. Chairman, this is an annual resolution that we put forward as a requirement of the Attorney General's office for contracted outside counsel. Part of the contract renewal process. And so with that, I'll read into the record the resolution for legal services. Resolution, the contract for professional legal services with Taylor Porter Brooks and Phillips LLP. Whereas the State Police Commission constitutionally created and invested with broad general rulemaking and subpoena powers, in administration and regulation of classified state police service. And whereas the State Police Commission has the exclusive power and authority to hear and decide all removal and disciplinary cases. And whereas the commission is in need of legal representation in the form of a general counsel to serve as a referee for disciplinary cases, provide representation for possible litigation, and provide counsel to staff and commission members. And whereas Taylor Porter Phillips LLP have provided legal services for the commission for over 30 years, and M. Lenore Feeney has served in the role of contracted special counsel for over 12 years. And whereas the hourly rate of the contract shall be $3.50 per hour and within the guidelines established by the Louisiana Attorney General, with total compensation for the 1-year contract not to exceed $115,500. And whereas the term shall not be for a period more than 1 year from the effective date of July 1, 2026. And whereas in the event of claims brought in federal court seeking equitable relief, these claims may implicate the interests of the state of Louisiana. And so the commission agrees to provide advance written notice to the Louisiana Attorney General 10 business days before the next meeting and an opportunity for the Attorney General to express concerns directly to the commission in writing or an executive session for the commission. Purposes of, purposes of settlement accepts a proposed settlement, agrees to consent decree or enters any other agreement with any party in federal action for declaratory or injunctive relief that is going to be or has been filed, or files any document in any federal case in which a declaratory or injunctive relief has been of the commission. B, final judgment dismissing the case has not been entered. And C, at least 3 years have passed since any party seeking relief, including the US DOJ in amicus capacity, filed any document in the case. Accordingly, the commission authorizes and directs the law firm to provide and require the required notice to the Attorney General, release such information and documentation as the Attorney General may in response to the notice, and generally cooperate with the Attorney General in regard to the notice. And whereas this resolution shall take effect immediately, and therefore be it resolved that Louisiana State Police Commission pursuant to Louisiana Revised Statute 42262 does hereby retain and employ Taylor Porter Brooks and Phillips LLP and M. Lenore Feeney as special counsel. And be it further resolved that this resolution and proposed contract described herein be submitted to the Attorney General for the state of Louisiana for approval. Thus done and signed in the city of Baton Rouge on the 14th day of May 2026.
Thank you, Mr. Director.
Mr. Chairman, I move for adoption of the resolution as read.
Move.
Second.
And second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it, and the motion carries. Item 7, a consideration of a motion to adopt a rewards and recognition policy for the State Police Commission effective May 11th, 2026.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is an established formalized rewards recognition policy for the commission staff, commissioners, and for members of the state police service that are designated as recipients of the Distinguished Service Award. So this policy would establish more limitations for years of service in order to recognize existing staff members as well as commissioners that serve term with the commission and the different awards such as plaques or certificates. But then also definitively spells out the Distinguished Service Award, which we just had awarded this week. And we want to be able to ensure that the commission has a policy on file for the purchase of that award and issuance of said certificates and resolutions.
Thank you, Mr. Director. Any motions?
Make a motion to accept.
So moved.
Second.
Second, all in favor? Any opposed? The ayes have it. The motion carries. Item 8, consideration of a motion to adopt a special entrance rate policy for the State Police Commission's 4 unclassified administrative positions effective May 11th, 2026.
Mr. Chairman, since 2019, the commission has adopted a formalized pay grid for the administration of positions at the commission. Adjustments to the grid have occurred in tandem with adjustments to the classified job grids. This special entrance rate policy has been adopted by numerous policies that have been adopted by executive branch agencies recently and was recommended for adoption by other state agencies. And so this is following precedent as we have in the past regarding compensation for the unclassified 4 members of our administrative staff.
Make a motion to accept.
Motion, we have a second. Do we have a second? And any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it, the motion carries. Director is approved. Director, you get it again.
I'm back. Behind the Director's Report tab, you'll see the expenditures for the State Police Commission to date. Well within our expenditures for this fiscal year. Are there any questions regarding the monthly expenditures of the commission? There be no questions. I'll go on to remind the commissioners of their annual Tier Point 2 personal financial disclosure reports. Those are due to the Board of Ethics by tomorrow. Tomorrow. So
Yesterday.
that's right. Yeah. Okay. Just a last minute reminder of that deadline. Additionally, I wanted to advise that we are looking forward to administering the promotional exam on the 20th. So that's coming up. We on the office working with that. That is a mandatory exam for this year. Any questions regarding that exam? One final note is well, our next commission meeting is scheduled for, almost forgot, June the 11th. Is our next commission meeting scheduled for 10 a.m. on June 11th. I would like to make mention that we were just made aware by the building landlord here at Department of Agriculture and Forestry that they plan to do a full system generator replacement on the second week of July, which would close the building during the time that we would have our monthly commission meeting. We have proactively reserved the following week, the third week of July, should we need it. But that is, we'll, as we get closer and we'll see how they plan to shut down, then we'll work with you for that commission date. And that concludes my report.
Let's see, any speaker requests for item 8?
There were none, Mr. Chairman.
No request to address the commission. With that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Any opposed? The ayes have